And we're back.
Okay, now apparently we're on the. Hey, you got something that just popped up. Now we're on the correct one. Sorry, guys. Sorry, we apparently. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to setting us up.
You were fine.
So,
But that's why we couldn't find it on the Heroes for Kids page.
Mm-hmm.
Because it won't pull our Heroes for Kids live when you're totally on your page.
Mm-hmm.
You have to select the Heroes for Kids icon and do it that way without actually going fully into the page.
Okay.
And then you're live on Heroes for Kids.
Okay.
If that made sense.
Yeah.
Not really, but we'll go with it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, sorry guys. I was apparently on a different page. So we're here. We got everything taken care of now. We're only about 14 minutes off. So nothing bad. What we've got going on, I want to thank Doc for his setting up a Shop with a Cop fundraiser. He ended up bringing 3 tattoo shops last Friday together, or actually 2 Fridays ago. It's been 2 Fridays now.
Right.
Together, and we ended up raising, what was it,
About
$3,500 for Shop and Cop for the St. Francis County area. So, which is awesome. Ooh, excuse me. The weekend before that, Jess and I was on our wedding anniversary weekend. We went out to Table Rock Lake. Jess ended up with laryngitis. And we're still not live
Yeah.
on you on your deal.
Yeah, I'm not getting why we're not.
I don't know why we're not getting. Okay, well, we're not live on his computer, so I don't know what's going on.
Heroes for Kids is live.
Okay, because I can't see any of the comments or anything, so you're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to say when people are on. What we've got going on right now is we've got some good news, but I don't know if I can tell you a bunch of it. But we've got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Okay, we are.
We got Jeff. Hey, I see you. Hey, Jeff.
All right.
I don't know why Jess put the table there, but okay.
For this,
Okay.
so we can.
We're looking at. We've got Trunk or Treat this week, this Thursday here in Perryville. Starts at
5:30 to 7.
5:30. It runs from 5:30 to 7 at here in Perryville at the here in the center of town. Heroes for Kids booth will be in front of the Johnson building. No, not mine. Johnson, I think it's Johnson Investment Building. We have over 13, correct? Over 1,300 bags of candy that we're going to be handing out this weekend. I'm hoping we run out. So from what I'm understanding, I know we've got Batman, Superman, Catwoman. We'll have Paz, Catwoman maybe. Paz. So I believe
Possibly Joker.
possibly Joker.
I don't know that Jeff
Yeah,
and Tammy's
what's
going to
going
make it
on
until
I
they.
don't know. I got it on here, but I don't have it on.
Jeff and Tammy, I don't know that they're
Yeah,
going to make it.
Jeff, Tammy, I don't know if you guys are going to make it. Hopefully you guys can. I don't know what the schedule, everybody's schedules are, but come on out. Let's have some fun. And then Saturday, we will be up in Mount Vernon for a special needs fundraiser or meet and greet. Several characters will be up there. And that is from like 4 to about 7, I believe, up there in Mount Vernon, Illinois. So we'll be up there. What's going on with her?
She's in there licking on the floor. Bed.
So that's what we've got going on this weekend. And then here in, when do we have Toyman?
November 5th.
Okay, November 5th. So that's pretty much much what we got. Depending on if we've got enough candy after
Thursday.
Thursday, we will be doing. We will hand out what's left of it here at the residence.
Yeah. If there's candy left,
If there's
we'll hand it
candy
out
left
on
over.
hand.
left. Yeah.
Right.
If
Uh,
there's not,
So we've and
we
then
go sit back and chill and watch movies.
yeah, we'll sit back, chill, and watch some movies on Halloween night. And then we have on
Yeah.
November
Lay down.
5th, we will be up in St. Louis for Toyman. Toyman's always an awesome show. We'll have our artwork. We'll have our artwork. We'll have our photos. We'll be selling weapons from Foam Forgeries, and they got some pretty cool, neat looking stuff that came in. Foam Forgeries got some new items, which is they got the Harry Potter ones. Dennis will eat all the candy. Yes. Oh well.
Yes. I don't see a lie in that statement. So.
No. Yeah. Well.
I do.
Okay. Catwoman says you will get whipped with a bullwhip.
And not in any way
Yeah, I don't know why you're not going. Why it's
Why
not.
is that showing
Yeah,
up
I
on
don't
this
know
one,
why
yeah.
it's not. What did you do? Click your. Click the. I don't know. Yeah, that's that video.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know. We're having technical
We're having-
difficulties a little bit, but hey, that's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
He
on my
is,
phone,
because everything else is showing live.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
and-
you're just gonna have.
it's
Well,
showing
and,
on my phone as well. So.
as you see, Jess does have a little bit of a voice back, so.
It needs to sit out and cool. That's why I didn't have a lid on.
Yeah, so that's what we've got for the next couple events. Well, there you go. There's our calendar. Go back.
Yeah.
We've got Toyman on the 5th. Then on the 11th, we will be in Decatur, Illinois for an event up there, for a meet and greet up there. We will, with Bishop Stevens, Brian Morris, I think Dan Severn will be up there for that one. I don't know who all else will be there. We get, hopefully we get to hang out with some of our friends from Heroes
Heroes of Legend.
Heroes of
cosplay.
Legend cosplay, because that's their area. So we will hopefully we get to hang out with some of them while they're that for the several hours we're going to be up there. Then that's pretty much it until until December. Well, we'll probably get involved in the Christmas lighting thing here in town.
Right. When's that supposed to be?
We don't have that yet. We're gonna try working on something for that.
Okay.
So
Hi, Wyatt.
hey, Wyatt, what's up? Who do we have on there? Jess is on there. Wyatt's watching.
Jeff's watching.
Jeff's watching. Jeff, are you guys gonna make it up for Thursday night? I don't know. Dun, dun, dun. If not Thursday night, possibly Saturday. If you are, just give us a shout. Let us know. Oh, I gotta sneeze.
Bless you.
Yes, I blew that way. That way I didn't take anything out. Didn't want to see you get up against the wall.
Covered in snot. That would be gross.
Yep. So, other than that, it's, that's pretty much takes us almost to the end of the year.
Yeah.
No, well, we've got,
Meet and greet at the mall.
we got we got Dyersburg on the, on December 2nd. So we'll be in Dyersburg, Tennessee on that day.
Right.
Then December 9th, we'll be at West Park Mall doing a big meet and greet. That's going to be awesome. We did that last year, and oh my God, we saw probably close to about 2,000 kids. That was amazing. That was fun. Then we've got Toyman. We end off the year with Toyman on December 10th, and I believe December 10th is the Toys for Tots Toyman that we will be at. So we will be there for it. So that pretty much takes out the rest of our year with everything we got going on with Heroes for Kids. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, it's not showing up. That's
Huh. Wonder if your computer's needing an update.
I doubt that would be the problem.
I don't know either. Who knows? So yeah, I mean, so this, let's see, Saturday or Thursday you'll have Superman and Batman, and yeah, I'm wearing a Poison Open Up and Nothing But a Good Time shirt. So again, we gotta have it's always nothing but a good time when we're doing stuff for Heroes for Kids. And speaking of Heroes for Kids Comic-Con is now officially, we can't announce it, I know we announced it on here, is a 2-day, let me repeat, two-day show next year. So it'll be July 20th and 21st, that's the Saturday and Sunday. Setup will be on the 19th, that Friday. So Friday will be set up, Saturday, Sunday will be the show. More details to come. So we're looking forward to it. We've already got one guest that we're not listing yet, but we've already got one guest already on the books for it. So, and an artist already on the books for it. So it's going to be, so we're looking forward to it. We're looking at, the cosplay contest. We're looking at setting it up to where we have panels. More than just the one panel. It's going to be a fun time. It's a fun time for everybody. Hopefully, we get to raise a lot of money. I was talking to one of the city aldermen today, and they told me today that they are definitely looking forward to seeing what we can do for a 2-day show. Also spoke with the mayor as well, and they're looking forward to seeing what a 2-day show, they see what a 1-day show brings. They definitely want to see what a 2-day show brings for us. So times and everything, booth prices and all that kind of stuff. We're getting our committee together to where we can start working on everything for the Comic-Con and getting everything taken care of with it. So we're already starting to plan and everything else with it. So any questions from anybody that we have on here right now?
Hi, Robert.
Hey, Robert. Hey, didn't we just see him? So,
did you get rid of your headache, Robert?
No, how can he get rid of his headache when he's sitting in a dark room now looking at a computer monitor? For some people that might help, but
you never know. He might have doped up on Tylenol or something. And
he doped up.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doped up.
He doped up.
He doped up.
What do you say?
Hi.
Hey, Adrian's on here now. Hey,
I know
son.
that guy too.
Good place to eat if you ever get down to Memphis, or not Memphis, Nashville. It's Mission Barbecue. They have some awesome food down there. Hence the the Collector's Cup. It's the 9/11 Collector's Cup they had. I don't know. What do you have for the peoples out there?
What do I have?
Yeah, what do you got for them?
You mean in terms of what?
Anything.
What do I have? Well, right now I'm basically doing costume repairs and trying to.
He's rough on his costume.
Yes, I am. So I do a little bit of paint jobs and a little bit of sewing, and I'm more working on coming up with a summer weight costume for Karis for Huntress,
Yeah.
because you know the costume that she does have is good enough that if CW was to have a show, she could do the character, but it's not climate controlled conditions out in the real world, so
Right.
so she can only wear it for short periods of time because it gets too hot. So
Right.
we're going to look at getting her a summer weight costume, and then that way she can kind of gauge it to the weather.
Okay, cool.
So
Cool.
as it is, she's going to see if she can try and make it to the meet and greet on December 9th, because she wants to be a part of that.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So we're going to see if we can get her
Get
into
Tessa
that.
down there in her airbender costume, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Yeah, so basically I'm doing more work on trying to get her situated. Plus she's talking about, she's looking at some costumes that she's going to be doing possibly with anime or whatever. So
Awesome. Cool.
so
Cool.
she's kind of doing more of the builds right now. I'm kind of doing more of the maintenance and you know, lately I've been having some health woes with you know, head cold and everything. When we went to that shop with a cow
Yeah.
thing up in Park
Yeah, I
Hills.
remember that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I doped up on some pretty good medicine, but when I got there, about halfway through, the medicine just sort of tapered
Boy,
off.
yeah. I was gonna say, because usually when we get done, we all go. Well, usually anytime we do like an event or something, we usually try going out and having just us relaxing a little bit and doing dinner. And
I was like, I gotta go, guys.
he just dinner. You know, and it's odd when we don't all as a group go out. Everybody go out and have dinner with everybody, and it just he was like, no,
I'm
I'm
headed
kicking
home.
it.
I went home, I crawled into bed, boom, out like a
And he
light.
missed out on the fresh Mongolian beef. 'Cause
Yes. Yeah,
we were now. Hey, on Jess's defense, she was hoping that you felt better the next day.
I
We
was
could've
hoping
gone
so
over.
too, but I did get to have it Monday, so
Okay, yeah.
following Monday.
Yeah.
So,
Which we didn't do a live event Monday. We just came in and had our normal meeting because
Right,
I had just started back to work.
right.
And I was, first time being back at work. Last week I had a full week worth of schedules at the sheriff's office,
Right.
court. So, I was dog tired. I
Right.
just, after being off of work
Yeah.
for 6 weeks, it just,
I mean, like when I'm on vacation from TG.
Speaking of Shop with a Cop event, Doc
Yeah.
just liked our video.
awesome. Hey, Doc.
Speak. So, but only out for like a week and a half. Like, even then, just that week and a half, I come back first day. I'm like totally exhausted. It's like
Yeah.
my body's out of whack and
Yeah.
trying to deal with that.
And then, like I said, with being, the weekend before, literally Jess and I just got home from our vacation, and it was one of them from our anniversary night weekend, and it was just when you're literally getting home and trying to rush to get everything done, it gets hard. So, but we did. We had a nice time. We were hoping to be able to get to do a few, like a dinner theater or something like that while we were there. We didn't get to do that. But we'll try next time to get down there because there was one of them we really want to try getting on to. So, but sorry if I keep looking off to the right.
Ball game's over.
The ball game's over, but I've been watching the Phillies and Diamondbacks play. I haven't gotten to watch. I don't get live TV, so with Max playing the playoffs, I actually get to watch at least the National League, and so it's so. I mean, granted, it's not the Cardinals. I'm a big Cardinals fan, but I mean, it's still. I mean, they have been real good games. I mean, all 4 games that they've been playing, actually all 6 games they've been playing, it's been back to back on the whole thing. So it's been a pretty good series. So So yeah, I mean, I'm not really working on any costumes. I got to get with Jody to help me repair one. Because when it comes to some of the stuff that I need to repair on it, I don't know how to do it. So,
Right.
well, I need to get with Jody to
So-
help me with that.
Sounds like Jody's about done with his 89 Keaton suit.
Cool. So yeah, I know he's been working on that. So,
I definitely want to see that one.
oh yeah. So yeah, he comes out with that. I'm gonna have to come out with my Christopher Reeve because that's the time frame. Christopher Reeve and no, I'd have to come out with my Max Fleischer suit, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I'd have to come out with Fleischer's suit to pair up with his,
I've
or would I have to get a George Reeves suit?
get a George Reeves suit.
I'd have to
I've
do-
been looking at possibly doing a Jay Garrick Flash.
Okay,
You know, because he's kind of an older guy, and you know.
I have to see what I can't do to see if I can't see if Robin Johnson will help me with do a, because I've actually been told that I have that look. I do somewhat resemble George Reeves when I do Superman. I don't know, depending on who I talk to, it goes back between a George Reeves and a Christopher Reeve. It goes back.
Maybe they have a love child or something.
So I do. You can ask Jess. I get that from people. I get that. Wow, you make an awesome George Reeves. And then I get, I could be walk down the street a little bit. Dude, that's an awesome Christopher Reeve costume.
Right.
And just like, okay, so yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna split between it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you guys do like old school Fleischer, and he does like an old school Batman,
Yeah.
I come up with a Justice Society Flash. You know. That would,
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I'm looking at. I'm pricing it out and everything. And
I just won't go the thick wool that they had back. Back then.
No,
No.
God,
No, that will just be murder.
So you go for the gray, and
What cat say?
I see a Christmas blanket behind you. Have you guys decorated for Christmas like me already?
No, it's not a Christmas blanket. It's actually Jess's unicorn blanket for the couch.
Yes. So
Yeah, it's Jess's unicorn blanket. See, there's the unicorn.
yes.
So, and then you got this. Then you got my dragon, and then you got Jess's bear. So no, we're actually looking at you talking about Christmas. We're actually looking at possibly doing something different this year for Christmas instead of doing the cute, real big, huge, elaborate tree.
There's a Christmas stuff frog.
Where's the Christmas stuff from? That's a dragon. See? It's a dragon. And yes, let's see, where's it at?
See, it's got little spikies on the back.
There we go.
And
And it does sweet. And it attacks Dennis too.
It's an attack dragon.
It's an attack dragon.
I would say, could beat me with your dragon, but we gotta keep it PG here. Thought that was a frog. I need sleep.
No, I named him Puff. Or Squeaker, I guess.
Squeaker.
Puff, just calls him Puff.
So combine the two and make it like fluff or something.
Yeah, Fluff.
Fluffer. Yeah, you just caught that, didn't you?
A fluffer.
Fluffer. Yeah.
So,
But yeah.
So, Kat, yes, we do have some stuff going on in December. So, hopefully, I know you said something about Puff the Christmas Dragon. Yes, and it does have a Christmas bow, Christmas scarf. So, okay, that's Puff the Christmas Dragon.
Mistletoe flavored. That's what that sounds like. Puff the Christmas one. So, you and me.
Okay, we are
You want
not.
some Velvet Red, or do you want some Christmas Dragon?
We are not advertising for that kind of stuff on Heroes for Kids.
No, obviously not.
You better watch it. You better watch it. Jess is going to get the whack-a-stick out and hit you with it.
And then I'm more worried about the Mongolian beef.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
Don't worry about the whack stick.
Hi.
Just say I'm not gonna cook.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Dude, what did you do?
I don't know, but it's not good.
Apparently not. Okay. But no. So yeah, hopefully. Yeah, like I said, let's see. What did she say?
Jess, please go to the dark side.
Kat's telling you to hit Dennis. She wants you to go to the dark side. I want to see. I want to see.
Thank you, Kat. We love you.
She's still in the kitchen, so we're safe.
She's probably looking through the steak knives to find which is the best for the job. Not sharp enough. Oh, that's good, yeah. But, yeah.
Well, hopefully.
Why go with one?
Would you shut up?
When she starts throwing, I'm going, I'm throwing you.
I'm putting a pillow up. I don't know how well it'll work. I mean, Kat, please, I need help.
Jess, if you love me, please.
She
does.
She goes, Jess, if you love me, please. Can you let Athena outside, please?
Anyway.
But no, we got again. Hopefully, Seth. Yeah, we're looking for.
Just for Cat.
Ow!
Just
saw
for
it, spousal abuse and just regular abuse.
Live on camera.
Yeah. Hello, lawyer? He'd be like, not Jess. Anybody but Jess. I'll sue. Not her. Shut up and down.
My feet hit the floor everywhere, and they go, "Oh shit, she's up."
She tells us no language. So what does she do?
What the was that? You're my favorite, Jess. She says.
Well, as you notice, she got her voice back. So now it's all bets are off.
Yeah. I thought Christmas would come early when she was like.
Cooking's getting further and further away.
Just remember, Christmas is coming, and you have to cook it.
No, she don't.
Well, you have to.
He said Christmas. He goes, remember Christmas is coming and you have to cook. I said, no, she don't. She'll make you cook. Oh man, no.
That's just wrong.
Yes. But no, we've got again, like I said, where'd it go? Where'd it go? The calendar. There we go. That's all I need. Okay, again, we've got Midnight Madness, or Moonlight Madness, not Midnight Madness. Oh, well, it might be Midnight Madness, but we got Moonlight Madness this Thursday from 5:30 to 7 at Town Square.
Yeah.
We are in front of the Johnson Niswonger building. So,
Your building. Your building.
it's not my building.
I know Stark building's not your building.
Yeah, no.
Yes, we have a Stark building.
Yes, Perryville
Yes.
does have a Stark building.
Yeah.
Then we have the Superheroes for Special Needs in Mount Vernon this Saturday. It starts at 4 o'clock, and I don't remember what the end time is.
About 6:30, I think.
6:30? Okay.
6:30. Yeah.
Then we have on July 5th, we'll be in St. Louis and Bridgeton at the Machinist Hall for Toyman with special guest Lorenzo Lozano. Then we have Dyersburg. Nope, I'm sorry, Decatur, Illinois. We'll be in Decatur, Illinois for a convention up there to help with the Salvation Army. I know we'll be doing meet and greets. We may have some of our items up there. I'm not 100% certain, but I don't know how and what all the main details are in that one. So we're hopefully going. That one there will be up there with Bishop Stevens. I know Brian K. Morris from Rising Tide Publications will be there. Wrestler and MMA legend Dan Severn will be there. I mean, it's
also Veterans Day weekend.
yeah.
So I'll probably be attending some veterans events or something
Here in
like
town.
that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So yeah, we'll be up there for that. And then December 2nd, we'll be in Dyersburg, Tennessee for the Comic-Con there. So last year we had a blast at that event. So that's going to be fun for this year. And then we have on December 9th, we have the West Park Mall event. Which is a meet and greet. We go down, like I said, last year, I think we had close to almost 2,000 kids that we ended up meeting and greeting with.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome. And then we end off the year on December 10th with hey, that's my mom's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We end the year off with a Toy Man. Again, Bridgeton at the Machinist Hall, and that one's for Toys for Tots. So that will end our year, and then we start January 14th right back in with a Toys for Tots, or not for a toy, but with a toy show, and looking forward to that. So,
Kat says I sadly have to leave after Cousin Chaos. You guys have fun. Love and miss you all.
definitely miss you too, Kat.
So,
But yeah, other than that, we've got, so meet and greets. If anybody has any meet and greets that'd like us to do, please get with us and let us know. We will definitely come out and see what we can do about it. Maybe. Hey,
let's do that. There we go.
hey, you got onto it. Let's see what we got. So I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Now we finally were able to pull it up. So
Right. I decided to go up into our notifications and it said that they like your video, so I was like, okay, that's the way
Oh.
we go.
hey Chelsea, how's it going? Looking forward to hopefully hanging out with you soon.
Hi, Franz.
Friends,
It's Harlan.
it's hard.
Hi, Franz.
So, but no, other than that, yeah, it's again we're having nothing but a good time tonight.
Yes.
So,
We're full of chili, so it's going to be a really fun time later tonight.
for you, hey, at least you ain't got Darren with you.
No. But if Karis is in the other room and she goes, Dad! Then I know that the chili's working. You, on the other hand, will probably have the covers up around your neck. You'll let one go and then you throw it over Jess's head.
Well, see, now you know that's the new COVID test. So
Yeah.
if she can smell it, she doesn't have COVID, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
see,
so-
that's perfect.
See, so there's every cloud has a silver lining, doesn't it, Jess?
Might be a brown one, but hey.
Might be a brown cloud, but
We're gonna get in trouble.
you should see the look on her face. I don't want to look. 'Cause I can,
Again, we're gonna get in trouble.
I can feel the Mongolian beef sliding away.
Mongolian beef, beef tips and gravy, chicken and dumplings,
Oh my gosh.
potato soup.
I'm going to have to go down to Saltine American Barrel. Oh wait, I'm Cracker Barrel.
Let's see.
Okay, definitely here. I'll be back in 5.
Okay, she's driving home.
I have to drive
Yeah,
home.
definitely gotta drive home.
Yeah.
Gotta drive home, be safe. But no, yeah, we've got, let's see. Justice League Warworld is finally downloaded. Awesome! I get to watch it. Go back onto Max.
Ooh.
get to watch that one.
Ooh, I need to go to bed late.
Well,
You have been cut off. Like I'll stop him. She's your wife. You're gonna have to deal. You're gonna have to make a grab for
Ask
her
me
butt.
how well that works right now.
but no, we've got, ow! Look at, she's throwing kryptonite at me.
Blue kryptonite now.
Green and blue.
She's like weakening you and then trying to take away your powers. I feel like I'm in the middle of a domestic dispute.
The next one's going to be a handful.
At Mach 10, obviously.
Did you get that one?
Yeah, it's somewhere down
It's
here.
somewhere in couch.
There we go.
Cheers now.
Yeah, if I sit on this
Hey,
one,
you sit on it. It's yours.
It's like Deadpool. Where's that been? Oh, God.
But no.
You remember that scene where he asked her to marry him? And
Yeah,
he
and
was
pulls
in the
up,
ring pop, and
pulls up the ring
Where
pop.
was that? You don't want
Yeah.
to. You don't want to. Yeah.
But no, let's see. Comics, I'm slowly getting caught back up.
Mhm.
I think I got, just a little, there's some pretty cool stuff going on in them. Again, I'm about a month behind, but yeah,
Yeah, a little more than a month.
a little bit more than a month behind on comics.
Mhm.
A few books that I've got that I haven't been able to read. The Night Terrors story was actually a pretty good story. But no, other than that, yeah. Still waiting on, been seeing a lot of the Aquaman trailer.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, it just come on before just
Right.
turned the TV off.
This time Manta's taking charge on the big baddie.
Yeah, and so far
yeah.
looked. I mean, the previews look pretty good. So, I mean, I definitely want to go to the theater and see it.
And the actor that's playing Black Manta, I can't remember his name, but dude is jacked.
Oh yeah, he's an awesome guy.
He's been really working out. He's more jacked than he was in the first movie.
From the first movie.
Yeah, he looks rougher.
So I mean, from what I've seen,
Mhm.
on
Amber
no, apparently she's still in it, but they've cut it down even more.
Like 5 to 10 minutes. tops.
Yeah, if that. But no, other than that, David Cornsweet, I hear he's apparently bulking up for the Superman role.
Right.
Which is, I've seen pictures of him when he got the role, or when they said that he was the new Superman. For him being at a year, basically year 1 or 2 that they're somewhat depicting him being at,
Right.
I think the size he was would have worked.
Yeah.
But
he's
again,
he's not exactly a string bean like
No.
Christopher Reeve was any addition.
right. But
Yeah.
again, the thing is, and I'm going to say this, and and don't take me wrong, Henry Cavill did awesome with Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that we've had play Superman in some way, shape, or form has done awesome with Superman. The same way with Batman, the same way with, most of the characters that we see adapted to TV. But the thing is everybody now has gotten, since Cavill has, Cavill has actually has set the benchmark now for comic book characters when they come out on the live when they bring them to life.
Right.
You can't, if you're not ripped with 8-pack abs and, arms this big around, you can't be in the superhero movie. It's not like, it's not like Christopher Reeve back in the 70s to mid 80s,
Right.
where, he looked like a normal guy,
Well,
and that's what he was originally depicted as.
in the first two movies, he did a lot of weight training.
Well, he had to gain because before that he
was just a skinny.
he had to gain, but he still didn't gain a lot of weight. Yes, he gained muscle, but he was still, under 220 pounds.
Right.
He had,
And the funny thing of it is in real life, he had a diet regimen to maintain that weight,
yeah,
but it didn't involve a lot of the heavy lifting after the second, or actually after the third movie. On
Right,
the fourth movie,
right.
if you notice, he looks a lot slimmer in the fourth one.
right,
He still kept enough to keep himself in trim,
yep.
but not enough to.
He still wasn't jacked like what we see.
Right.
And John Wesley Shipp. John Wesley Shipp, when he played Allen, Barry Allen,
Right.
when he was out of the costume, don't get me wrong, he was
still in good shape.
he was still in good shape, but he didn't put but his suit made him look like he was extremely jacked.
Well, a part
But
of it.
again, that was also in that time era to where even Tim Burton's Batman was
Right.
the same way.
Well, everybody that was working on the Flash TV show, the writers and like Dan Mateo and those guys,
right,
they actually borrowed a page from the Batman movies because that Flash was a little bit darker,
right,
and they had made Keaton look bulked up. That was the look now.
right.
So when
they
they
were
did that
they
with
were
him-
starting to get into that look.
Right.
Right.
So when John Wesley Shipp took on the role, they
But
had the
then-
same costume designers
Right.
do that.
But then when
so
you
that
get
he
to the
looked all
Christopher,
jacked.
but then when you get to the Christopher Nolan Batman with Christian Bale, they slim him back down.
Right. Well, basically what they did was they made it more like motorcycle gear.
Yeah.
Is what they did
Oh.
to get that more realistic.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale. Who did I say?
He said Christopher.
Oh, Chris. Yeah,
Sounded like you said
Oh.
Christopher.
but Christian Bale. You had the. Don't get me wrong, but I think the reason why his was so harder, the reason why his was a little bit different, is because he just got done with a movie prior to becoming Batman.
Yeah, the machinist. where he lost all that weight.
where he was, like 95 pounds, and
If you
then
notice-
he had
if you
to
notice-
bulk back up
Yeah.
to play Batman.
He went down to like 105 pounds.
Yeah,
Then he jacked up to 213 for Batman Begins, and he's even done a movie where he played Dick Cheney, and he had to gain 75 pounds.
yeah,
That guy he's gonna cause himself to have a heart attack.
yeah. But again, and then you got Ben Affleck. Now Ben Affleck, the thing is with Ben Affleck. Now the cool thing was with Ben Affleck was, now wait a minute. Let's reverse that a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. No, now okay, we're talking about DC. Now look over at Marvel.
Mhm.
Marvel didn't have the jacked up. Look at the X-Men, the first X-Men movie. They were in biker gear basically.
Right.
And
Even Hugh Jackman wasn't really all that jacked in the first one.
they didn't start showing jacked men until later on.
Right.
But when but in the beginning, he worked out. Everybody was physically fit, but the costumes that they had weren't muscle, didn't show extravagant muscles stuff.
Well, I think that was the beginning of the phase where they wanted
Well,
something that would transfer to the real world.
But again, you look at any of the Marvel movies, you know, until they got to the MCU, until they got to really the MCU, you know, look at Deadpool. Deadpool didn't do it, you know, other than Colossus, but that was CGI.
Right.
You know, and you know, anything that Fox did, they weren't jacked. They looked like everyday people.
Right.
Under the uniforms, under the costumes, or under their uniforms, yeah, they were jacked. But when they threw their costumes on, it didn't look like it was skin tight.
Yeah, muscle bound.
Right.
It just looked like
Then
guys in jumpsuits.
right. But then you get to the MCU,
Mm-hmm.
where with all the Avengers and everything else, now you're getting back into. Now you're all of a sudden you're getting into the Henry Cavill phase of all of comic book cinema,
Right.
where everybody has to look jacked because it doesn't look right if they're not.
Well, the thing of it is that with Captain America and Thor, obviously they're going to have to be jacked.
Right.
Okay. So those guys did an intense workout, but Robert Downey Jr. The
Did.
suit did most of it.
Right.
Mark Ruffalo was all CGI.
Right.
Obviously. The character of Hawkeye. Yeah, Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner was all.
He's always been in good
always
shape.
been. Yeah. Right.
But you know,
But then you go down to. But then look at his costumes though.
right.
Okay. Yes, they were practical, but it was more form fitted. Look at the
Right.
MCU. Even though they were still athletically built,
Right.
okay, their costumes were more form fitted than what they were in like the X-Men.
Well,
Okay, now,
DC is kind of going for that bodybuilder look, whereas MCU is going more for the sprinter look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of more streamlined. Still in good shape. Still got the washboard abs, but
right.
not. They didn't look like they could lift a Buick with one hand. You know,
Right.
kind of thing.
Well, Superman was supposed to look like. But
Right,
the funny
yeah,
thing now,
Superman is supposed
now
to
you
look
go
like that.
now you go back to looking at Batman vs Superman with Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill watching their relationship on the behind the scenes. It was funny because they would literally have weightlifting competition between each other to who could get the biggest for the show.
Right.
Yeah. Because and it was all because Cavill was jacked anyway. So Ben Affleck, when he got involved in the movie, it was like, dude, yeah, no, he can't be bigger than me.
Right.
So it's like, okay, now
So it's
I
a
got
friendly rivalry.
It was a friendly rivalry, which was awesome.
Right. And it worked.
And again, I will say this, I will say this until they can prove me wrong. Until we can see something different with James Gunn and his universe. Besides, I could almost put Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, depending on for what we are used to seeing as Batman. I'd have to go with Michael Keaton as, you know, the way Batman would act and what we're used to seeing Batman in the comic book.
Right.
Okay? But as aesthetic and costume wise, and you know, the functionality of Batman
Right.
and the functionality of Batman and Bruce Wayne, I would have to go with Ben Affleck. Okay, because you know, Michael Keaton, don't get me wrong, had a good look as Bruce Wayne, but it just really didn't. When seeing Michael Keaton out of and out of Batman costume, I still see Multiplicity or Mr. Mom. But don't get me wrong, he did an awesome job as Ben
Batman.
as Bruce Wayne.
Right. Okay,
He did an awesome, but when it came to Batman, he created what we all want to see as Batman. The gargled voice, with the martial arts. The only thing is his costume. Even between Batman and Batman Returns, the costume really was. I mean, even with his gadgets that he had, it just wasn't 100% functional compared to what we're used to seeing Batman, even in the comic book.
right.
But now, but Ben Affleck, on the other hand, we get to see, you get to dive into, even though it's not the Batcave that he actually uses in the Snyderverse,
Right.
the functionality that you get to see Bruce Wayne, you get to see that, that philanthropist playboy, but you get to see that little bit of the attitude that Bruce Wayne has in the comic book
Right.
with Ben Affleck. But then you look at his Batman, the functionality of his costume, the gritness that you see with, when Batman fought. Now I'm not talking in the plane or in the Batmobile, but his hand-to-hand combat, the brutality that we got to see when he was fighting hand-to-hand.
Right.
That's Batman.
Right.
Michael Keaton standing there as Batman, just standing there and going, huh, 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 huh. I'm going to block you and then, hi-ya, give you the Spartan kick. That was literally the most fighting we really saw with Batman, with Michael Keaton.
Right.
When you have the functionality of Batman, I have to go with Ben Affleck.
Okay. Here's the way I see it. Ben Affleck is more comic book accurate.
Yes,
Okay. More brutal. The suit is pretty spot on.
almost. Yeah,
The attitude that he conveys, yeah, that's comic book Batman. If that was to come to life, Ben Affleck.
Right.
Michael Keaton, on the other, sells a different kind of thing. He sells I'm a normal guy by day, but the tech makes me bad.
right.
So, and to tell you the truth, when I watched the Flash movie and was watching him in fight scenes, he knocked it out of the park.
Right, and when he did, but again, I don't think we would have gotten that Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman that we see in the Flash.
Right.
The brutality, that Batman that we see in the Flash, we wouldn't have seen that Batman in the Flash without the portrayal of Ben Affleck's Batman. If we would have still had if we wouldn't have gotten Ben Affleck's Batman with him basically, like you said, the comic book accurate Batman, we
Right.
probably would have still had. Because look at Keaton's look at Keaton 1 and 2, okay, and then look at Keaton 3 when he was in the Flash. Fighting styles, the suit, whole 9 yards. From Batman and Batman Returns to the Flash movie where he returns in the Flash. Costumes are different. The costume is more functional than
Right.
what he is in there. He is more gritty. He fights. The fighting in it is. You could almost put the Ben Affleck, or you could almost put that as Ben Affleck style fighting
Right.
in that movie,
Right.
in the Flash movie with
Right.
Michael Keaton.
Right.
So yeah,
Now, talking about the Flash movie, Ezra Miller must have been on the same exercise regimen with the the ropes and all that stuff. That dude was jacked.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Ben, did it look like he lost a ton of weight? Because he looked
He looked a little
his face
thinner.
looked leaner. He looked leaner and older, leaner and harder is what he looked like.
Yeah.
So
Well, you got to figure by this point, when you first meet Ben Affleck, you got to figure by the time you meet Ben Affleck in The Flash, the Justice League has been assembled. They've already taken out Steppenwolf. At that point, peace has somewhat become, you've gotten,
right.
peace on Earth per se.
Mm-hmm.
So he can relax a little bit. So, because when we meet him in Batman vs. Superman, and, you've got that hard, gritty, crap, now I gotta come out of retirement type deal
Right.
to do this. Then you've got Superman pops up, and now I've got to get into shape to tear the crap out of Superman.
Right.
Okay? Then you've got the team together. He realizing that, hey, he's now got the team behind him. They're more active during Justice League. And then so you've got him working out harder, making himself more flexible. He is now, he's under that somewhat, he's still got that little bit of that depression because, well, Superman died. He was our hope, like what we got at the end of Batman v Superman.
Right.
But now he's trying to make up for the mistakes that happened in Batman vs. Superman by the time we get to Justice League. So you've got a different Batman altogether when
Okay.
you go into Justice League because, he's trying to now carry on that legacy of hope that Superman brought on.
Chelsea's back.
That Superman brought on in Batman v Superman.
She are back.
She got back. So that's where. And then by the time we get Flash, everything's right in the world. Batman is now, you're seeing a little bit more of a relaxed Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So, because now he's got, now you've got the team, you've got Superman, you've got Wonder Woman, you've got everybody there now. Everybody's back. All is right with the world. And then you've got him going, "Hey, Flash, don't do anything stupid."
Yeah.
And then Flash does something
It
stupid.
does something stupid. Yeah.
Not only in the movie, but in real life. Oh, never mind. That's besides the point.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So,
but
but that's my take on how I would perceive Batman.
right.
I would, but I mean,
But now that Affleck's out, and Gunn's talking about they're going to do a new movie.
and it's a
Younger
new
Batman.
and it's a new Batman.
Right.
I know some of the top picks. One of the biggest top picks is Jensen Ackles,
Which I think would
which
be a
I
good
think
choice.
would be perfect, and it would fit around the same age range as, David Cornsweet. So I mean,
Right.
a little bit older, which
Right.
would work, but especially if they're trying to bring in Damian, because I believe they're trying to bring in Damian, so it's Bruce and Damian as Batman and Robin.
Right.
So is what we're getting with the hints that Gunn is doing.
So
I'm
it's
getting
still-
my hair touched up on Friday and plan to do complete Barbie.
Contest? That's
A Barbie contest?
I can see you doing that.
Yeah. Cool. Haven't seen the movie yet. Waiting on it to come out on streaming, and then I'll see it. because all I can get is hello Barbie, let's go Barbie. Yeah, no, yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Cosplay test. Ah, okay.
Okay.
But no, again, that's like, Superman. You gotta go, Superman. Christopher Reeve did both of them. I mean, perfectly.
Right.
I mean, regardless. I mean, seeing Kirk Allen and George Reeves. Christopher Reeve just embodied the whole thing, and did awesome. Fast forwarding. And no offense to the Superboy TV series. I don't consider that Superman because it revolved more around Superboy.
Right.
Him as Superboy. Then you've got Dean Cain. Dean Cain did more. It's not. There you go. You've got Dean Cain. He did awesome as Superman. But his was more of, they concentrated more of him on as Clark Kent. And he did awesome at both, but it was more on the Clark Kent side that he did. I mean, he did great at both, but I think he did better as Clark Kent than he did really as Superman. Brandon Routh, a lot of it was the story. The movie was good, but Brandon Routh, I would have to.
He should have had his own brand, not be a continuation of the Don.
But right, totally agree. And it was supposed. Well, what was supposed to have happened never happened.
Right.
But with what they tried accomplishing, I think if the story would have been originally done, if the story would have been done the way it was originally written, I think it would have been a lot better, and we would have gotten that Christopher Reeve-esque style Superman that he was portrayed to be. Because he did awesome, and I give him credit. He did awesome both as Clark and as Superman.
Right.
Because he had that same aesthetic almost as what we had for Christopher Reeve.
I would actually say that.
And then he topped it all off, and then he reculminated it when he did Crisis on the CW side.
Right. Now that was Superman.
That right there, but
Yeah.
again,
There's no doubt that Brandon did a great job.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
But Brandon, number one, he's not Christopher Reeve.
He's
And
not. No.
everybody got Christopher Reeve light and was like, that's not what we want.
Right. Well, you got to figure though. Also at that
He
time.
had to deal with what he had to work with.
Well, and on top of that, you got to figure at that time that movie come out, you had, we're going to make this, this is going to be a continuation of the Richard Donner Superman. So this is a continuation of Christopher Reeve. Right there already put a nail per se in the coffin for that movie, because everybody expected it to be just like him to be just like Christopher Reeve. Well, he had his own take on Superman, which his take worked 100%.
Well, and not only that, but you think about this. Christopher Reeve's Clark Kent is this geeky, accident-prone mess. Okay.
Brandon Routh was the exact same way.
Well, not really. He was Christopher Reeve made looking like a accident-prone jerk. He actually made it look natural.
Right.
Whereas with Brandon, it sort of looked like it was kind of forced.
Well,
he was more.
he
wasn't playing it so much as a geeky type of person.
No, well,
as
he
he
was
was more of a I don't know, just sort of a wallflower.
But the thing is if you look at it, the way the story was wrote, that's what he was, because he was coming back to the Daily Planet
Right.
He was getting his job back at the Daily Planet, so he was trying to figure out where his place was in the world because he'd been gone for
5 years.
He had been gone for 5 years.
Right.
So now, you getting the quirky Clark Kent that we got when he was on Earth for so many years,
Right.
you're not going to get that now. So the
Right.
way he portrayed, and he still had a little bit of that,
He still had a little bit of that
But he
naive
was-
farm boy thing going
but
on.
it was more
Right.
of that. I've got to refine my place again.
Right. Well, I think you also got to remember that even if, we're looking at the same Earth
Right.
Superman kind of thing. Okay. He's been gone for 5 years. People change in 5
Thing
years.
of change, right?
Right.
And now, right. Lois has got a child. She's engaged. So now, again, he's flying back to think, okay, I've been gone for 5 years. Now I'm going to be able to swoop right back in and start my old life again. And he realizes everything's changed.
Right.
So now, like you said, now he becomes a wallflower instead of, oops, I dropped my glasses in the fire pit, and oh my God, you're Superman.
Right.
Yeah. We're all.
Where
But when he did Superman, coming back as Superman, his return was, a little bit of a different suit, which, like the suit, but it was just one of them things that, what he brought as Superman, it reminded you of what Christopher Reeve had. But the problem is, at that time, they were still picturing Superman as, again, Richard Donner. Even if you look at the way Richard Donner, because now it has been now it has been told that Tim Burton's Batman and Richard Donner's Superman all exist in the same world. Okay,
Right.
so you had Gotham, which was the dark, gritty Batman, dark, gritty side of the world. You had Metropolis as the bright and shiny. Anytime you've seen Batman, and even if you look at Tim Burton's Batman, you see, when you saw Batman, 90% of it, even when he was coming into light, he was coming from the dark into light. He was always in the dark.
Right.
Superman, he was always portrayed, even in the dark scenes, he always portrayed with a light around him.
Right.
Now you're getting to the age when Superman Returns comes out, they're wanting it to still be that bright and shining beacon of hope,
Right.
okay, but now he's coming into a world that's a little bit more confused, that has been dealing with him. You've got him trying to be that bright and shining light in a dark world. Because at that time, if you look at that time frame of all the movies, Batman, you had the Dark Knight, what was that? Batman Begins,
Mm-hmm.
a dark movie, which worked perfect for Batman.
Right.
You had 300, dark movie. You had a lot of dark movies, dark projected movies
Right.
that came out at that time. And then you have this bright and shining hope that's trying to come back into a semi-dark world.
Right.
And
It just didn't sell.
didn't work. Because, and that was what there wasn't enough fighting, there wasn't this, there wasn't that. But now, fast forward to 2013, Man of Steel comes out. Superman, he's fighting, it's a darker world, it's this, it's that. Well, it's too dark.
Right.
You know,
can't win for losing.
you couldn't win. Superman, but lo and behold, now we're bringing Batman back. Well, he's the dark, he's the broody. He's still, you have the Rise of the Dark Knight, or the Dark Knight Rises, which is a dark movie. So you pull in, well, everything's still dark. This is how it's going to be. Now you've got Batman. Now you got Superman. Superman's supposed to be coming back. Let's bring him back as the real world Superman, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, I don't like this. I love the movie.
Yeah.
What we got? We got
The only-
comments?
No.
Nope. Okay.
The thing
I
mean,
think
yeah,
Jess is the only one that's really on here, I think, anymore. Anybody on here, please, ask us some questions.
Superman Returns.
Makes
I
me
think-
want to watch Superman Returns.
I think if they would have had a different villain than Luthor, because he's been overdone so much. If they would have not had the whole landmass confusion thing like they did in the first one.
Well,
if
and
they
the
would have
thing
had
is,
something
well,
different.
and again, the thing is with the landmass and everything else, now you read the book.
Yeah.
The book is totally different than what we got in the movie.
Huh.
I've got the book downstairs. I'll let you read it if you want to.
I want to read it. Because well, you saw the deleted scene where he goes to Krypton.
Yeah,
And
that
it's all
would have
gone.
explained,
Yeah.
that would have explained a lot more.
I myself would have had something along the lines of he goes to Krypton, sees it's all destroyed, he gets out of there, and somehow a brainiac virus gets into the computer of his ship.
And he
brings
brings
it back
back,
up, and
brings back Brainiac.
Yeah, it brings back
But no,
that would have been
the,
a better movie to me.
because the landmass that you see him, the
Lifting
Kryptonian
his-
that
yeah.
lifts, ends up becoming New Krypton
Okay.
in the solar system.
Okay.
It's in the book. It's not in the movie.
They kind of dropped the ball with that.
Yeah. There's a lot. So everybody called him a deadbeat dad because he wasn't there for his son after he finds out that the boy is his son. In the
Right.
book, he is.
Right.
Lois, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't read the book in a while, but I believe Lois and Clark still don't get together, but he becomes the Jor-El of his son, and then she marries Perry White's son in the novel.
Okay.
Can you two behave?
No.
No,
Yeah, good point.
okay.
Anyway, but
So the
Wait.
novel is totally different than what you get in the movie.
well, what's really sad about this? Okay, this is supposed to be a continuation of.
Then on top of that, he was Brandon Routh was supposed to save Brandon Routh's Superman was actually supposed to save Batman in The Dark Knight Rises.
Okay. What kind of upsets me is that Ralph is supposed to be the continuation of the Donnerverse. Okay? Then in Crisis on Infinite Earths, they show Lois is dead. Jason's dead. Perry White's nephew, whatever his name was, he's dead.
Yeah,
Perry's dead.
everybody's dead.
Jim's dead. Everybody's
because
dead to him.
because-
that just wiped out the Donnerverse right there.
he's the only one left from the Donnerverse, though.
Right.
Right.
So it was that was kind of disappointing to me, as much as seeing Tom Welling go.
Not
I gave up my powers for my family,
right.
and then
And then punching Lex, which that there was sweet, but I think
yeah, but it makes you feel like, well, I stuck with this show for 10 seasons, and now I find out he's not going to be. Or he's not
my
Superman.
thing is well, yeah, they did the costume, they did the comic book to put him in the costume,
Right.
which all good, but when they brought him back, here Tom Welling did awesome as Clark Kent.
Right.
Tom Welling did awesome as Clark Kent. Do I think he did good as Superman? No, because he didn't he didn't spend enough time as Superman.
Right.
Just the little
15-minute vignette at the end
at
of the series.
the end of the series.
And even then, it was far away.
But when he comes back in Crisis, I give up my powers. He tells Luthor, I give up my powers, blah, blah, blah. But he's getting told that his world, his family, the thing he cherishes the most.
Right. His Earth's about to be
You know,
um,
is about ready to be obliterated,
he
and
won't step forward to fight.
he won't step forward. That is not Superman.
Right. That was kind of
That was the
kind of
disappointing part for me. You know what? You know how? You know the conspiracy theory is that all he would have had to have done is take off the watch, because they say that the watch. One of the conspiracy theories is that it was his power. You know, the power had a blue kryptonite. The watch had a blue kryptonite in
Right.
the watch. Okay, that is one of the biggest conspiracy theories that we've heard on why his power he didn't have his powers. So all he would have had to have done was look at the Lois, Iris, and the other Superman, and Tyler Hoechlin's Superman, and go, yes, I will help. I love my family. You know, and you know, even Lois coming out, oh, what was that? You know, her asking, what was that? What's going on? Oh, it's nothing. He would have told Lois.
right.
Lois, the world's about ready to end. You know, I mean, all through Smallville,
Right.
he did that. And now you're changing it for Crisis?
I mean,
That was
right. Well, like for instance, we were graced in the Flash TV show with the knowledge the Flash was going to die in the Crisis.
right.
And it turns out they switched out the Flash, the John Wesley Shipp Flash.
Right. And killed off Superman, because Superman was another key factor
Right.
in the
Yeah,
Crisis.
but they handled the Flash death because his Earth had already been destroyed. So
Right.
he's like, if my Earth's destroyed, there's no reason for me to go on. I'll take your place so you can continue living.
right.
You know, so that kind of made sense that it was a sacrifice,
Uh-huh.
and you know, kind of effectively passed the mantle of Flash off from Ship to Grant Gustin.
Grant Gustin, right.
Right. So, Ezra Miller, though, I mean, he's okay, but I can't get past his real life shenanigans. He's not fit to wear the costume. Is
No.
what I'm saying. And so, but what's going on?
I had a grasshopper in the house.
Now
I had a grasshopper in the house.
now he's out in the grass.
Now, hey, I saved a grasshopper. Look, I'm doing the Superman thing. I saved a grasshopper.
Okay.
Okay.
You heard the joke about the grasshopper walks into a bar and he says, "I'll have a beer." And the bartender goes, "You know, we got a drink named after you." And he goes, "You got a drink named Steve?" Yeah, it's a dad joke. Okay. It's a dad joke.
Yeah, it's a dad joke.
Or as Dad would call it, a dead joke, because you have to be brain dead to laugh at it.
Yeah.
Look, he just laughed. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah. Depending on who you talk to, Gal Gadot's out, Jason Momoa's in, Ezra's out,
Henry Cavill's out.
Henry Cavill's out, Ben Affleck's out, Ray Fisher
Now
has been out.
has been out, but now here within about the last month, last week. It was last week, because I was reading an article last week that they said there is a potential for from what Affleck, Godot, or Godot, however you want to pronounce it, because I've heard it pronounced both. Henry Cavill and Momoa, I've heard it both
Momoa.
ways. All those four are apparently in talks. Definitely Momoa or Maya are all in talks for the DCU, but as different characters. And they're talking about the big one is bringing Jason in as
Lobo.
Lobo, but they're also looking at possibly bringing in Affleck, Godot, and Cavill all as villains. So again, rumor. This is what I was reading the other day, but
Right.
but again, it's bringing them in as villains in the story instead of heroes. Now, honestly, with David Cornsweet, with the look that he's got,
What name? Corn Sweat.
I would like to see Cavill brought back
As Jarrell.
as Jor-El.
Yes.
That would be
That-
awesome.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
You know, that would be awesome because they've almost got similar features.
Right. Oh yeah.
I mean, they almost look like they could be related.
In fact, when I saw the first picture of the new Superman,
I was like, is that his little brother?
yeah, I was like, why not just stick with Cavill?
Cavill, yeah.
Because they look so much alike. So, yeah, Corn Sweat, he does. He looks a lot. Like
Yeah. So
I mean, they chose well. He's got the look, and from
Well-
what I hear, he's as big a geek as Henry Cavill is.
well, here's another cool thing about Cornsweet. He went
Okay.
to Juilliard, so his acting chops
It's the same as
is
Chris.
the same as. So you've got Cavill meet Chris. So you've got the birth child of
Right.
Cavill and Reeve.
Right.
So, you know,
But it still
but
freaks me out about George Clooney.
Why?
Is he playing Thomas Wayne, or because that would make more sense?
no, it came up on the phone as Bruce.
Came up on the phone.
It came up on the phone as Bruce Wayne.
So somehow they've got to change him to the new actor, whatever it is. So
Thing is they did that. From if I understood the listening to the interview correctly, they did that as a slap in the face because he hated the character.
right. So
Because
why
the
did you
whole
want-
because the whole ending was completely changed because Affleck, Godot, Cavill, all of them were supposed to be at the courthouse. Cavill was supposed to be as Superman hovering in the sky. You were supposed to have Sasha, Supergirl, standing next to Wonder Woman, and they were all supposed to be in that scene.
Right.
Affleck was supposed to be in it as Batman.
Okay. But
Yeah, they decided to change it. They changed it last minute, and then brought him in, and he flat out turned around. He says, "Yeah, he basically did it because there was money involved.
Yeah.
That literally he hates the Clooney has basically said he doesn't want to talk about Batman. He hates Batman. He doesn't care for it. He regrets doing the Batman movie.
right. Well, I don't think it's that he hates the character. I think he hated the story, and he finds it to be the weakest entry in his movie career.
Oh yeah, it almost tanked him.
Well, let's put it like this: he almost killed the franchise, is what he did.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily his fault. He
No,
he
that
dealt
was-
with what he was given. Joel Schumacher was the one
That tanked it.
tanked
Yeah.
it, and he said, "Yeah, I was trying to make something a little more kid friendly, a little bit lighter. I should have followed Tim Burton's version,
Oh yeah.
and I am sorry that I made
Yeah.
that way."
So you know it's.
I mean, he liked what happened with Batman Forever was because it was Jim Carrey as the villain.
Yeah.
Jim was hot then. Okay, that's what sold the movie. And then you had Val Kilmer, who was also kind of in that hot phase
Yeah.
of his career. So two top draws. That's the only saved that movie.
Oh yeah.
If they would have trotted out, anything else, I mean, yeah, it would have tanked.
Mhm.
If they would have, I mean, it was only Val and Jim that saved that movie. So
Oh yeah.
if they would have gone with, I don't know, anybody else, that movie would
Well,
have
come on,
been fun.
Nicole Kidman had some.
Yeah,
come
she
on.
had something to do with it. She had something to do with it too. There's a hot chick there. But I think what killed Batman and Robin, number one, there was no love interest. really. I mean, Julie Madison, played by Ellie McPherson. Yeah, she's eye candy, but she's only in the movie for about a New York minute. And, you know, Uma Thurman played it so campy that you were just
Yeah.
like, eh.
Okay,
I mean,
but-
she's hot.
But then you had Alicia Silverstone. Now that was
yeah,
okay. Alicia Silverstone in her Batgirl costume. That was the reason why I watched it.
right. But
Looks
everybody was.
Done.
Well, how's this? Let me see it. I'm going to show something. Okay, my daughter is becoming a very an awesome. My daughter is becoming a artist, and this is one that she has been working on. She just got it done. Might want to work on Harley Quinn's face a little bit, but this is the one she just got done. I'm showing this, but it's the Gotham City Sirens.
And it's for you, Tammy.
So there is the Gotham City Sirens done by my daughter Tessa.
I just
So-
work on the nose a little bit.
Yeah, work on the
that's
nose.
what the main thing I saw when I saw
Okay,
it.
well, get it finished.
Yeah.
Go work on it.
But yeah, other than that, I mean,
that
that's
looks
awesome.
that
That's
looks awesome.
good. That
Yeah.
does look good.
Just a little bit of tweaks. Go in there and work on those tweaks.
Yeah.
You like what I did with the background?
I like it. Go work on the tweaks.
Yes.
But yeah, that is that.
Okay. No. Okay. This is kind of off topic, but
Okay.
it has to do with Batman. Okay. TG's
Yeah.
Halloween Day
Okay.
costume.
Okay, you're doing Batman.
Everybody has said you've got to do.
I know I don't work there, but you want me to come in as like Superman? Just
They won't let you in the door.
Oh, damn.
This is a Batman thing. This is a job for Batman.
Oh,
But from what I gather, lately we've been hiring a whole bunch of new people. Okay, and some of them, they go, I hear Batman works here
And you're keeping it
because of what Heroes for Kids does.
right. Do they know you're Batman though?
Yeah,
Okay.
they've seen me at charity events around
Right.
town.
Okay.
Then the other half of the new people, they
Have
don't
no
know who
idea.
I am, and they come in and they work and they say, if you need to get this part,
Go to Batman.
go to Batman. Well, who's that guy? The guy that guy over there. Well, how is he Batman? And then they tell him, well, he's with Heroes for Kids. He plays
Right.
Batman. And then so now everybody's like, okay, you've done Wolverine, you've done Cyclops, you've done Austin Powers. Because when are we going to see Batman?
You've never brought Batman into the TG?
No, I never. No, I've never brought Batman in. I've done everything but Batman.
We did Batman for a 5K run outside TG.
Well, I did Captain America then.
Oh, you did Captain
Yeah,
America?
I was on the leather jacket. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
So-
right. That's
so-
right.
So they know that I do Batman, but they've never seen Batman. But I'm not going to wear the heavy duty one
Well,
because
you're
it's
gonna
too hot.
Yeah, you're going to
We're
be
gonna
around a
inside.
bunch of people, and it's going to be hot.
Right. So I'm going to wear my summer weight Batman, and God help them, because they said this year you will
So you're going to
do Batman.
So you're going to make sure that you do the Batusi while you're in there and pick up and
Oh,
try and definitely try and make sure you're the Playboy philanthropist with the honeys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've gone to TG Christmas parties dressed as Batman.
Just
I've
not
gone
the
as
Halloween.
Captain America, just not at Halloween at the actual plant. I've been to the Halloween parties, or no, the Christmas parties.
Right.
I've been in costume for that. Like that one year, they had a Christmas party. I suited up as Batman, and they were like, "How does that have anything to do with Christmas?" I'm like, "Batman Returns is a Christmas movie." Oh crap, you're right. Then again, so was Die Hard, Die Hard 2,
No, Bruce Willis said Die Hard was not a Christmas movie.
Bruce Willis. He's lost his mind, literally. And then like Lethal Weapon, that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so Batman Returns.
God, you're making me want to watch these old movies.
Yes. So anyway, So,
All of them are good.
so, yeah. Did you see that artwork? Yeah, Tammy Sue, did you see that?
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome. So,
but
it looks like Karis is going to be into more digital media type of stuff.
okay.
But yeah, I don't think she's got the wherewithal to do that kind of work, that level of detail. She's going to be more into animation.
Well, Tessa's getting into that. Tessa's into that stuff too. So it just
but
she's learning all of it, and that's what I like about her graphic design stuff is she's doing with the graphic design. It's a little bit of everything that she gets to tackle. So I mean that was
I remember that one year at the Metropolis Superman celebration. Both the girls come up with their drawings of a dragon. It was like, which one's better? I'm like,
both
actually,
are good.
They're both very good. It's like, which is better, a Picasso or a Lichtenstein? They're both
It's whoever.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what kind of medium you're going for. If you're going for the Blueberry, you're going for the Picasso. If you're going for the pop culture reference, you're going for Lichtenstein.
Yeah.
In both you go, man, that's a good dragon.
Right.
But even though they didn't look anything alike, it's like
there's
Bruce Timm works with Rick Burchett. I mean, they're both Batman.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
drawing.
the only problem is if you turn around and look at the only you can't you can't do it that way because Rick can draw like Bruce Timm.
Yes, he can.
So
Okay,
yeah,
how
so
about Bruce? How about Bruce Timm and
Jim Lee?
Jim Lee or Don Newton?
Yeah.
or
So
one of
okay,
those guys.
I would go that route
Yeah.
because it's
To me,
one-
Don Newton is I think was the best Batman artist of all time.
okay.
Followed by Jim
Oh.
Aparo, and then Jim Lee.
Well, see, that's like that's like me, and I will say this to the day I die. And one of the best photos I've ever seen of Superman, and you brought up the artist. But Rick's style of art, he can mimic a lot of different styles.
Yeah.
I've seen him draw. He
Well,
can mimic a lot of different styles.
I've seen his work on the No Man's Land storyline. I thought, wow, he really nailed Batman. But then I saw Superman in this story as well.
Yeah.
Trying to help out Gotham to get back on its feet, and he's like, they're not ready for you yet.
Right.
And his Superman was spot on.
Yeah. But I've seen different versions of his art. I mean, when he drew the first Harley Quinn, when he drew Batman Adventures number 12,
Right.
that had to be in the style of
Bruce
Bruce Timm. He drew it.
Right. But he's also drawn Funky Winkerbean for Tom Batuic.
Right. So he's got those different he's got
Right.
that he can change his styles to adapt to what's going on in the comic book to
Right.
make it consistent with what you're reading. But, I would have to say out of all of the artists, and I've met, with doing Heroes for Kids and with as many people as we get to go out and see, Rick,
Tessa, take the artwork back to Dad.
with Rick, it has, Rick's artwork has probably been my favorite. He's probably my favorite artist.
Yeah.
And it's not because, we have a good friendship.
Mom told me to bring this back.
Okay,
to
I've got to bring this one
I
back.
fixed the face, so.
Tammy, if you're on here you go. So, there is the Gotham City Sirens. So, okay.
And it is done.
So now we've got, but again, what my favorite piece of artwork that I have seen, and it's in the comic book, it is but it was during the death of Superman. Rick drew the Justice League comic book, and it is where Doomsday's coming in and laying waste of Justice League.
Right.
Superman is off and doing a news interview, and gets told that the Doomsday is getting
Close to Metropolis.
close to Metropolis, and he's wreaking havoc on. I mean, Justice League ain't even standing a chance. Superman takes off, and the last page of the Justice League comic book, when Superman officially gets into the fight,
Right.
Booster Gold just in time puts up his force field as Doomsday clocks him.
Right.
And as he's flying through the air, all you see is the hand of Superman do this to his shirt.
Right.
And then the next page or the next panel is a full spread of Superman holding Booster Gold by the front of his shirt, hovering in the air, just like standing there like, all right, now it's my turn.
Right.
You know, just that first glimpse of Superman getting into the battle. And that image, like, okay, what is that? What's that? Okay, I can't remember I can't remember the movie, and it'll probably pop into my head, later. But it's the bad guy going through, knocking the crap out of everybody. And then the hero steps up. He looks at him and says, "Why don't you come try knocking me down?" And that is that. Why don't you try knocking me down? And that is what I see in that picture is Superman going, getting into that fight, going, you've hurt my friends. Now it's on.
Right.
You get that seriousness of Superman, like, okay.
Well, every once in a while, Superman has to do that.
Right.
Like when he's taking on Darkseid, because he's like, I'm worried about living in a world of cardboard here and everything.
Right.
But now,
Like,
you give me a totally different problem. Now I can cut loose.
Now I can cut loose. Let's
and
see
you can
that.
take it, can't you, big man?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, bam! Buildings falling, glass flying everywhere.
So again, that photo, that photo in that comic book, and I can see it to the day. You got the blue sky, a little bit of smoke coming from the bottom from the disaster of Doomsday, and then Superman holding on to Booster Gold, and him looking at him going, okay, I've got this. And it just, that right there, Superman jumping into the fight, because everything was like, well, the Justice League's handling this, and then all of a sudden it gets to where Justice League is having issues, and then it's like, okay, Superman, let's go. And that photo right there is probably my favorite photo out of any comic book out there, is seeing that photo. You pull that photo up, I can tell you exactly,
right.
it just, Rick's artwork on drawing that is what I see when I see Superman. That is.
What do you think of John Bogdanov's?
Oh, I love his too. But again, that comic book series holds a near and dear place in my heart.
Right.
Everybody that had anything to do with that series, Rick, John, Brent, all of them that had something to do with that series, has been, I've gotten to meet a few of them. But that story, I got out of watching or reading comic books for a while.
Right.
And one of the first comic books that was the first, I ended up getting it in a graphic novel.
Okay.
And that was the first comic book. That was the comic book that reignited me to get back into comics. And that was the first comic book my dad ever bought me. You know, so my dad and I had, you know, we did a lot of the old movies. He introduced me into the Kirk Allen, the George Reeves, the Christopher Reeves. You know, he introduced me into the Lone Ranger. You know, the Roy Rogers. He introduced me into that superhero genre, and it bled from, you know, all the black and white action comic booky type TV shows
Mhm.
to me watching the comic book movies and getting into the comics. So, and then my dad being a cop on top of that, my dad was my real life superhero.
Right.
So my dad giving me that comic book,
Mhm.
you know, and then lo and behold, you know, fast forward, when my dad passed, my dad actually passed away on premiere weekend in March of Batman v Superman. So when the cinema, it was almost a full circle type deal. You know, the first comic book I get is The Death of Superman.
Right.
And then here I am the weekend of The Death of Superman premiering in the movie theaters. I'm actually burying my father.
Yeah.
So that comic book, that story holds
Especially.
a special place. So, so yeah, that comic book, I could sit and read that comic book. I mean, through and through until the pages wear out.
Right.
Because that's the memories that it brings to me is
Mhm.
my dad.
Yeah.
So, and then, getting to meet Rick, John, Brett Breeding, I'm sorry. Getting to meet them and getting to tell them the story of, mine and my dad's love of Superman and,
Right.
him buying me that comic book.
Right.
And, the friendship Rick and I have gotten because of that. And it just, that comic book is, out of any of the comic books I've got, the first appearance of Gambit to, all of them, that graphic novel is my holy grail out of any comic book I have. I mean, that comic book there, I've got Stan Lee's autograph downstairs on a comic book. And
Even that's not.
that,
It's
the Death of Superman graphic novel, that is my holy grail out of all of my comic books. Anything happen to that one, it'll rip me apart.
right.
So yeah, so that's the comic book story that resonates with me.
Right.
So what now on your hand? What would yours be? I don't know if you've got like the same type of a story that I've got, but
Okay, about the time.
no, that doesn't mean my first comic book that I ever have, which I still have,
Right.
was a Batman comic book.
Was it? My first comic book was a Superman comic book.
My first
And it was
Batman.
and it was a stocking stuffer for Christmas.
My first comic book was a Batman comic book. My older brother bought it for me.
Right.
But again,
And
that
then
being
there was-
said, my holy grail is The Death of Superman.
Well, here's the funny part is that when I divorced my first wife, okay, so here I am, I'm young and single, and this was about the time that Bane breaks
Batman's back.
Batman's back, okay, so now we got a whole new Batman,
Okay.
Azrael, Asbats or whatever you
Yep.
want to call him. So anyway, during that whole arc and the Nightfall and all this stuff,
Right.
by the time that Bruce reassumed the mantle, I was dating the woman who would become my future second ex-wife.
Okay.
yeah,
The mother of your two kids. There
the
we go.
mother of my two kids. So it was
Okay.
sort of a rebirth.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay.
but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Anyway, but at the time, I was just like, everything's changing. Things will go back to normal eventually, and they did. So
Right.
that's kind of my thing. But, you know, like, whoop whoop.
Who you whooping? Are you whooping?
I don't know who whooping. Oh, Tammy said she didn't see the picture. Where is it? And it's like,
No, where is it? We put it. I posted or
yeah, you'll
I
have
had it up.
Tell her I'll send her a picture.
Yeah,
Okay.
she'll send you a picture.
Tammy, she'll send you a picture. Yeah, I had it. I held it up. That was the big photo that I was holding.
Yeah.
Okay. If you didn't see it, Tessa or Jess will send you a photo of it. So the Nightfall.
Yeah, the
So the Nightfall series would
Right.
be your.
Yeah, it's Night's End, Nightfall. Yeah, and
The Dark Knight
the
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised by when the Dark Knight Rises came out that it would kind of follow along that storyline. But you know, even though the movie actually had plot holes big enough to drive a truck through, but
St-
I mean,
Again, that's what happens when Christian Bale decides, "Hey, I'm done with Batman."
right.
Like,
So-
hey, because there was a lot of plot holes that should have happened.
When you were talking about somebody said Christopher Bale, he was saying Christopher Nolan, the Christopher Nolan movies,
And
I
you said Christian Bale at
and
the
I
same
said
time.
Christian Bale, the Batman, and he's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So that's why you heard Christopher.
Yeah.
So anyway, so there was a Christopher and a Christian in that one. The two
Yeah.
Chris's can come up with.
Yeah.
Which is funny because half of the MCU is named Chris.
I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What time we
mean,
got?
We're at about 9.
We got
Chris
3
Evans,
people
Hemsworth.
on. Anybody have any questions? It's almost 9 o'clock.
yeah,
I know you've got to get ready to go.
yeah, because
So, Jess, do you have anything for anybody out there?
No.
If anybody's got any questions, please throw them on there so we can see them. So nothing.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we're down. Well, this one says 3. Yeah,
That says
3
3.
people are watching, so I guess it's Tammy, me, and Jessica.
I'm working on a soup order.
Okay. So anyway,
Okay.
I'm watching,
Anything
it,
for you?
I'm watching it live, so
you're watching it live. Okay. Yeah. So
it's,
anyway.
it's kind of sort of in my living room.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway. Perryville, be prepared for this Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. Heroes for Kids is going to be busy around Halloween. We always are. And no, my non-cosplaying friends, you cannot borrow my costumes.
No.
They cost too much, and you guys, you're too lackadaisical to take care of them.
Yeah. No. Again, a lot of the costumes that we buy, I've had the same thing asked about me.
Can they borrow?
Okay, can they borrow a couple? Can they borrow one of my suits, or can they borrow one of my costumes? No, because all of my costumes, and probably the same as you, all of
Right.
our costumes are tailor made.
Right.
So I mean, yeah. Sorry, guys.
You know, if you want to buy it,
Yeah, you
And
want
I
to buy. You want
if
to
I
buy.
never wear it and you want to buy it,
Yeah, if you want to buy one of my suits, by all means, I'll let you buy one of them. But
yeah.
to just to borrow it that way, I mean,
Yeah.
because you want to buy it, that means you can make the whatever alterations and stuff like that. You want it that way it fits you the way it needs to fit. By all means, you're more than welcome to do that. But I mean, just to borrow it for a Halloween weekend or whatever. No.
well, what I've noticed is if they get into the costume, they'll be like, okay, we're gonna do action shots, and they'll be climbing all over everything, tear something up, and then not tell me about it, and I get back and I'm like,
Yeah.
there's damage. Oh no, they're open.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, because we
you know, you didn't respect my
because
stuff.
yeah,
You're done.
these costumes cost sometimes cost a lot of money, and you know we put a lot of time and effort, and the people that we commission our costumes through, you know,
take a lot of time and effort to make them to where we can go out and we can entertain and do what we do with Heroes for Kids.
Right.
So sorry guys, yeah, I just
Not
I just can't do
No.
it.
No. You can watch me walk in the room and play the character or whatever, but you're not going to be suiting up. If you do, get your own.
And Chelsea, I don't know if you're still on there or not, but I 100% agree with you with your comment about the Six Flags thing that you had the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, when, it's one of them things when you're doing cosplay, and I hear about this all the time in Disney. When Disney, they get their princesses and their actors out there that are in the costumes and are walking around the amusement park, they are that character.
Right.
They can't break character. They don't break character. And, as much as you even try, they don't break that character. They don't break that character until they're behind a locked door in their break room to where they're out, where they're not in around
Right.
other people. But as soon as they walk out that locked door, they are that person. And that's the same way we are. It's one of those things. I can't stand it when I see a Superman or a Wonder Woman, a Spider-Man or whatever that walks around. They've got a cigarette in their hand or they've got a beer in their hand. It's just no, you
Right.
can't do that. Superman doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. I'm not going to stand out there and smoke a cigarette. Oh, I don't smoke. Yes, I do drink occasionally, but I'm not going to stand out there and do that in the front of a bunch of people. Not going to happen.
Right.
I just, when I'm Superman when I'm out there.
Right.
When I'm playing Gambit, I'm Gambit when I'm out there. Same way with him, and as he's Batman or Wolverine or, whatever character.
Even
he is.
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
When I'm in Austin Powers, it's nothing but British accent.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's groovy, baby.
it's groovy, baby. But we have a friend by the name of Aaron Ray.
Yeah.
Dresses up as
Captain Jack.
When he suits up as Captain Jack.
You address him as Captain Jack
Yeah.
because he is Jack Sparrow.
Right. He is Jack Sparrow. He never breaks character. He says he just cannot do it. He literally cannot do it when he's suited up like that. He cannot
Yeah,
speak
because-
normally.
Because it's an it's something. It's you almost train your mind. You train your body. You train your mind. When I put on that cape, when I put on the shield, it changes. It changes the way you walk. It changes the way I walk. It changes the way I talk.
Right.
It's
Yeah, like I talk like this normally, but when I turn into Batman, my voice drops way
Yeah.
down and gets gravelly. Like
Right.
there's a little bit of smoke in it. And people dig that kind of stuff because you're selling.
You're
the character.
you're selling the character, right? So again, when I do Gambit, I add a little bit of that Cajun flair to it.
Right. Me.
I flirt a little bit more. I'm a little bit more relaxed. I have fun with it. I get myself in trouble with my wife because I get myself in trouble with Jess because I go out there and I play the character. And again, I still keep it fun and I still keep it clean, but I go out there and I play the Gambit character because that's me when I dress up as the character.
Right.
So it just, yeah. Well, on that note, we love everybody. Thank
Yes.
you. We do have, look forward to all the awesome announcements that we've got coming up. And I keep looking over at the laptop instead of the camera.
Yeah.
We have a lot of announcements that will be coming up here in the near future. Some pertaining to behind the scenes stuff that we have gotten. Some of a lot of what we've got going on with Comic-Con that will definitely be coming up. We should be hopefully at the first of the year here within the next month and a half. We will have the Heroes for Kids Comic-Con webpage up and going with
Right.
ticket prices, booth prices, and all that other kind of fun stuff.
So that stuff will be coming up soon. Again, Heroes for Kids Comic-Con now is a 2-day show. So we're going to have a blast. We're hoping to raise a lot of money this time for. Now, can I announce our who we're raising money for?
I guess.
Okay. For Heroes for Kids 2024, the 2 charity organizations that we are going to be helping. First off, and one of them we haven't even told yet, so they're going to find out once Jess tags them in a post, is one of our recipients is going to be the Kenny Rogers Center.
Right.
So the Kenny Rogers Foundation. So
Kenny Rogers Children's Center.
there we go.
Right.
The
Down
Kenny
in
Rogers
Sykeston.
Children's Center down in Sykeston.
Right.
The second organization here locally is the Perry County Senior Center.
Right. Mom, Dad, I don't like that.
Again, they do a lot of stuff for our seniors here in the community,
Right.
and they need the help just as much as a lot of our other organizations. And it's one of those things. A lot of times they do get forgotten about.
Right.
So we are happy to announce that we are going to be helping.
They do a
The-
lot of meals that they take over to the nursing homes and
Nursing
whatnot,
homes and stuff.
and drop them off to feed them, and they
Yeah.
do the big turkey dinner at Thanksgiving, and
Yep.
So
So
They
they can-
deliver meals to
they deliver-
homebound seniors.
Yeah,
they
homebound
deliver meals to
seniors.
homebound seniors. Yeah, the older folks can get together with their buddies in a setting and get fed, and
Yeah. so
it's mostly held together by donations and stuff. So
yeah.
So any
So-
money that we can donate to the cause will help our older folks to, have a better
It will help the
quality of
senior.
life.
It will help the senior center to continue to provide meals to our seniors that are unable to get out and get.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, again, the Kenny Rogers Children's Center is an awesome organization. We actually helped them several years ago. We've actually been on their telethon a couple times. So it has been, again, it's always been a privilege to go down and help them as well. So looking forward to helping out those 2 organizations starting in January. So on that note, look forward to catching up with you guys next Monday when we do our next live event or our live podcast, and it'll be around 7 o'clock, same time, same
bat
channel. Yeah,
Same bat channel.
same
This
channel.
is Superman house. Ain't no bat channel here.
Same super time, same super channel.
There you go.
Okay, but
Okay.
okay. So, and on that note, again,
Time, same cat channel.
okay.
Yeah,
And
there
on
we go.
that-
That'll work. Better.
Okay, on that note,
That's a good compromise.
yeah. On that note, we love everybody. Thank you all. Tune in next week to see us. So,
See our comedy
what's
styles.
going on?
I gotta get up, shut it off.
Oh,
Yeah.
so see us next week. Well, actually, don't see us next week. See us Thursday at the
At the Moonlight Madness.
Moonlight Madness
Yeah.
on Court Square for Trunk or Treat. And then if you get a chance, Mount Vernon, come up and check us out. Heroes for Kids will be there along with several of our other cosplay friends, helping out with a special needs meet and greet up there. So come on out, let's have some fun. We look forward to seeing you this weekend. Love you all, and good night.
Good night.